It's good, y'all. Y'all only know how long I debated on doing this video. uh, I debated on it a very long time. A few people know, handful of people know what happened to me when I went to Baton Rouge in 2019. I was there for 9 months. Some things happened to me I didn't share with a lot of people. I might have looked great on the outside, but there was a few months where I was in complete turmoil. But I never showed it on the outside. The people, handful of people that knew what I was going through, understood it. You know what I'm saying? They knew deep down what was going on. I was so not okay. So with that being said, y'all know I was already conscious. I've been conscious. I call it waking up. I woke up probably around 2013, 14. And woke up and was conscious. I had weird feelings then. I would go to sleep when I first became conscious. I would first like I knew something was different because I would go to sleep sometimes, and it was like I could feel an energy around me, or energies, or feel spirits, whatever you want to call it, right? But it was cool, or like it wasn't frightening or nothing like that. So I just considered it was my angels. 2000, skip forward to 2000, and I was having outer body experiences way back then. But let's get to Baton Rouge. 2019, Memorial Day weekend. I started my contract in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at a hospital. I work in store processing. Well, I did, and I took a contract there. First week I was there, it was different. I felt different, but I really couldn't feel it because I was really trying to get. I hadn't been away from home like that, so that was kind of nerve-wracking to me. So I was trying to get used to that and just getting grounded in Baton Rouge altogether. So I felt something, but I was like, I'm just tired. I'm trying to adjust, whatever. Another couple weeks went by, and I just started getting weird energies. I didn't know what was going on. So I felt this weird energy, spirit. It was familiar, but not familiar. And I started getting pressure, like off and on, in my temple. And I didn't know what it was. I had no idea what it was. I just felt like pressure, not a hurting like pressure. It was just like twitching and, in my temples, like energy. And I could feel it, but I didn't know what it was. So kept on working. At that time, I was driving home every weekend because I was homesick, just ridiculously. And for the sake of saving, I'm not going to put people's real names in this video. I'll use fake names because, I respect people's privacy, especially when it comes to stuff like this. So I started getting that pressure. And it was like, after that, I called my baby sister, Veronica Shaw. She good. I can use her name. She was like, she don't care because she on the same page I am. So I called her, and y'all know Ronnie does tarot. That's my sister. She does tarot and stuff like that. So I called her, just rambling about what was going on with me, like something's off. And me and her chatted about it for a few days. I was on my way home from Baton Rouge, and I could hear like that twitching started in my temple again, right? But it's like I could hear a conversation. It was like I don't know, like I don't know, like maybe it had to be, at this point I know it was somebody from my past life. At that point I didn't know what it was, and they were like upset with me about something, like angry, you know what I'm saying? And I called my sister, called Ronnie up, Told her what was going on. I was driving home from Baton Rouge. Told her what was going on. No joke. And she said, I don't know what it is, but I feel like, she felt like it was affecting her too. Because she was very intuitive at the time as well. And while I was talking to her and driving, she's like, man, I'm getting this real bad pain. I think she said in the back of her neck, just throbbing while we was talking about this was going on. Like at this time, I'm still getting this twitching and all this going on, in my temple. And she could hear she could hear this spirit entity, whatever you want to call it. And she was like, sis, I've never had this happen before. Not like this. She was like, my intuition, I can get glimpses of pictures sometimes. She was like, but just like vivid like this. She was like, no, this is vivid. It's like I can hear, I can see. And I said, okay. She's like, this, whatever this thing is, it's pissed. And I'm still driving at this time. I said, okay, ask whatever this energy is, ask this energy, what does it want? Because obviously at this time we both understood we was dealing with a spirit. What does it want from me? Because obviously that's where this twitching and this intuitive, all this was coming from. And it told my sister, and y'all don't believe me, y'all can ask her, she'll tell you word for word. And she said, it said, I want her, talking about me, I want her. And I was like, ask why does it want me? And she said that it said, because she's powerful, very powerful. And I think she said something like, you can't have my sister or leave my sister alone, something along those lines. And at that point, I had a Mott's fruit jug, because that's what I was sipping on my way on my drive. Had some Mott's fruit punch sitting there and my purse next to it. She said that Mott's flew off the seat into the dash on the floor. Purse flew off the seat into the dash on the floor. Told my sister what happened. So at that point, we kind of knew what we was dealing with. So for a long time, I would just get the twitching and I didn't know what it was. But for her, she could hear everything. She could hear conversations. She could hear everything. For me, it took a while before I got to that point. It was probably 3 or 4 months before I realized the twitching was spirit talking to me. She caught on to it very quick. It took me a little while longer. So that's the flip side of what happened to me in Baton Rouge. It was crazy because that's like the bad side. And I know y'all like, damn, you went through that. Y'all have no idea what I went through for months at a time with the twitching and just feeling energy around me that I couldn't explain. I didn't know, like weird stuff was going on in the apartment when I got home. Just stuff moving that wasn't supposed to be moving. It was just like I can't even explain to y'all how crazy it was. And my husband was just trying to be there, because there were days I pretty much just cried because I didn't understand it. I didn't have a clue to what was going on. That's the bad side of it. Apparently I had some past life spirit that was just at my throat about whatever. I have no idea. In the middle of all that, while I was dealing with that, and my intuitive kicked in, and I realized that, I could hear spirit. I didn't know, I couldn't decipher who was what and all that. I just know that twitching that I get, that's what it was. At this point, my sister Veronica had so elevated, like it was just bananas how she elevated. She can hear full conversation. She could see. It was just crazy. So we stayed in touch like every day. Now on the flip side, I thought somebody had put a spell on me. Like I was running around asking people questions. I'm keeping other people's name out of this that I met in Baton Rouge. I had an associate. I thought, like, I don't know, when I got around him, it was an energy there. But it was energy like I knew him before. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here tripping because if y'all could see the glare from the sunlight, how it's making my screen look is dope. But there was an associate there. For some reason, when I got around him, uh, he felt familiar. It's like I knew him before. Like, you know, they say you have like a soul family, like people from your. I am tripping off the beauty of this glare on my screen is crazy. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. It's dope though, but like a soul family. And they say you meet people in this lifetime and you never understand why you click with them. Not, you know, I'm not saying like sleeping with people or nothing like. I'm talking about like a soul family. I'm talking about a connection. And you click with people because that might have been their spirit, might have been your soul family in a past life, right? So I had an associate there, and at first I thought he had put a spell on me or something because he joked, you know, he was a serious guy, but he joked around with me a lot, you know, just silliness. Not on that level, just silliness. And I was trying to figure out, did somebody do something to me? I was like, man, somebody put a spell on me, right? That's where I was at with it. See if I can clear this up, because although it is beautiful, I don't know if y'all can still see me or not. So I thought somebody put a spell on me, y'all. Like, I was running around asking people stuff. I was like investigating folks on the low. They didn't even know. I didn't know what was going on. So at the same time, this negative energy that I started with, that this entity was like disturbing my peace, like all the way around the board, it kind of subsided a little bit, and it was, you know, it was okay for a while. Then it got bad again, and me and my sister was talking every day. I was crying. It was rough. Like, people have no idea, because I never showed it on the outside what I was going through. My husband knows what I was going through because he was there for some of the episodes, as I call them, that I would have, to where my temple would just bang so loud and just like, it was like somebody was in my head with a brick just trying to get out, and it would just hurt and it was painful. I would cry at work. I would go in the bathroom at work and just like hide in the corner in the bathroom and just silently cry to myself because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to handle it. And this went on for a while. So that was kind of back and forth. Then as time went on, I started to understand a little better. I would meditate and I could talk to people, hear different spirits. For the longest, I didn't know who these people were. That's when I figured out that this little twitching and eye temple and all that going on was spirit trying to talk, a spirit trying to talk to me. Dealt with it for a little while. It got better. The bad side of it kind of subsided for a while. It took me and my sister Ronnie through a lot, because not only did it was disturbing my peace, it was disturbing my sister's Ronnie, it was disturbing her peace as well, to where literally we could be on the phone with each other and it's like we were connected, going through it at the same time, the exact same time, feeling the same energy at the exact same time. So once this kind of subsided, I realized that I had the ability and the gift to, you know, I don't know, hear spirit or hear maybe angels a little clearer than other people do. I could see things that other people couldn't see. My clairvoyance and clairsentience and clairaudience went through the roof, like quickly, instantly. I was in Baton Rouge for a total of 9 months, and by the time I left, it was it was enlightening, but it was a load to take at the same time, to try to understand who spirit am I talking to, and do they have my best interests? Is this a trick, or, you know, is somebody looking out for me? So that's what I went through in Baton Rouge. I don't know why I got this awakening and why these gifts soared through the roof. I've never done a DNA thing. My sister done one, and we do have a lot of DNA show that we have a lot of history from Louisiana. So I'm guessing maybe just being down there triggered something that was already in me. My sister Veronica, she has, y'all know, my stepdad, her dad Harry has roots in Mississippi, so it's not I guess uncommon with them roots to be this intuitive. So with that being said, where am I at today? That went on for 9 months. By the time I left there, I had what I called a couple of spirit guides that I can talk to regularly. It was like I could meditate and have a full conversation with them. I could ask them things. They would tell me things, literally word for word, things that would happen to me by the end of the week. Look out for this, just literally. And it's cool. But then something else happened. I realized not too long ago that I can channel spirits from those who have passed on. Now, before people start thinking this is some kind of hoax, some kind of game, first of all, everybody has this gift. People just don't tap into it. So I don't know why all this kicked in when I got to Baton Rouge. I have no idea. I don't question it anymore because I'm past why. I'm just asking what I'm supposed to do with this gift that I have. As of now, yes, I can channel people that have passed on. I knew something funky was, I ain't gonna say funky, but something different was going on because I could be on the expressway and ride past a hearse, and if it had a fresh body in the back, I could pick their spirit up instantly when they were next to me. Full conversation. Cemeteries don't bother me, I guess because for the most part, most of those people have been gone maybe, but cemeteries don't, I don't get no feelings around cemeteries. But a hearse, only time a hearse passed me that I didn't hear anything, when I glanced over, the curtain was pulled back and you could tell there was nothing in the back. So there was nobody there, but if there was a body in there, I'm going to hear it. So let me tell y'all what happened and what I've experienced before y'all sit here and say this girl done lost her whole damn mind. Because I'm telling you, I have not. All right. So y'all know I meditate at this point. I was at the point to where, I knew I could, hear spirit. I assumed, let me get my phone, assumed they was my spirit guides, right? And angels, because we all have them, right? So, I just assumed they was my spirit guides. Cool, right? So, a couple months ago, I'm at work. I'm at work a couple months ago. I'm not going to tell nobody's name. If the right person is watching this, they're going to know what I'm talking about, right? They're going to know who I'm talking about. I'm at work, and one of my coworkers walk up to me, and because he draws and I write poetry. So some days we would be at work, he would like draw something to say, hey, write something this. So that's what we would do. That was our thing. And came to me one day, a few months ago. A few months ago. He came to me, he said, hey, Cam, I had a friend of mine. Her son was shot and killed. He was murdered a few weeks ago. At that point, it was a few weeks ago. He said, I thought maybe you would want to write something. And I would draw something to it, right? I was like, okay, cool. So I had, it had subsided. A couple days later, I see coworker. I say, hey, coworker, by the way, I'm going to work on that. What's his name? He said his name to me. The young man that got murdered said his name to me. He barely finished the sentence. And I heard, literally, like somebody was standing next to me. I was at work. Ask him about the girl. I don't talk out loud to spirit when I'm around, because it's like, I don't want people to think I'm like, they lost my whole mind. So I talk to them mentally. And I mentally said, say what? Wait, what? Say what? Heard it again. Ask him about the girl. Cool. Co-worker knows I'm kind of intuitive. He knows my background. So I talked to him. I said, hey, I don't know why. It's usually just my spirit guides I can talk to. But for some reason, when you just told me his name, somebody told me to ask you, who's the girl, right? And co-worker smiled. And he told me, there's this girl that the family thinks was involved in this young man's murder. They think that she set him up because he got murdered at her place, and she wasn't specifically a girlfriend, or he gave me the rundown. So I'm guessing they was talking about this girl. Confirmed. Told coworker, I said, you know what, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna meditate on it. I said, because, I don't know, something was tugging at my spirit like the rest of the day at work, right? So I was like, I'm going to go home, I'm going to meditate on it. I said, you know what, my intuition is kicking in. And I told him I would get back with him, right? I'm driving home from work that day. When I tell you something was tugging at my spirit all the way home, 25-minute ride, tugging. I get in the apartment, I'm like, oh, I got to go meditate because this is just tugging on my spirit. I'm going to meditate, right? I connect to this young man as soon as I start meditating. Tell you what I found out. And I'm not going to put this young man's family's business out there. Actually, I just met with this young man's mom today. Since a few months ago, me and her have an amazing friendship. We talk to each other all the time. I tell her things that I don't know these people. Never met these people. Never met her. Never met her son. Don't know anything about these people. I meant to meditate that day, and I saw a red sweater over and over again, something about a red sweater. I connected to his spirit. He was very upset, very angry, because he felt like he had been injustice, and injustice had been served because of the way he was murdered. Very upset. He asked who I was. I told him who I was. No need to be afraid. I'm just here to help. I'm just, a friend of a friend, just like I just came out of nowhere. He told me I couldn't write anything about him because he's not at rest. And he didn't want me to write anything about him right now. I got some information about a red sweater. He wasn't killed. When he was murdered, he didn't have a red sweater on, and I saw that. It was just something about a red sweater. Something about a girl. Her name started with an N, because I kept hearing it's like a 2-syllable word. I kept hearing it over and over again. I got that name. And was that it? And that was it. Text coworker. Call coworker. I can't remember. I texted him or called him. Told him. Meditated. Something's going on. I don't know why I can pick this young man's spirit up, but I can. Here's what I got. Told him about the red sweater. Told him about the name. It was something else, and I can't remember what it was. And he was like, okay. A few days later, he hit me up, said, hey, I'm just going to call him young man. Young man's mom wants to talk to you. Can I give you her number? I said, absolutely. She called me. Long story short, she wanted to meet me. Wanted me to come by. No problem. Because at this point, I knew I had something going on. And I thought it was just his spirit. Come to find out it wasn't. But at that point, okay. Went out of town for a week. I was in Birmingham my first week at work. Told her as soon as I got back from Birmingham, I'll be by. Right? I'm in Birmingham. Wake up in the middle of the night. Just set up. Woke up out of nowhere. Young man spirit tells me, hey, when you get to mom's, right, I need you to sit in the lazy boy. Like, what? When you get to mom's, need you to sit in the lazy boy. Okay, cool. I'll go back to sleep. She calls me the next day. She said, I'm just checking we still on for this weekend. Oh, absolutely, we good. I said, hey, by the way, your son said something about me sitting in a lazy boy. You got a lazy boy in your living room? She's like, that's hilarious. I just brought one of those, it's like a love seat, but it's 2 lazy boys with the armrest in the middle, and they both like lay back. She was like, that's crazy. I was like, okay. She's like, why? I said, because he wants me to sit in a lazy boy when I get there. Don't know. That's what he said, right? Weekend comes. I go over her house. This lady's so nice. Just amazing family, right? And I was so nervous. Because for one, I know channeling can be very draining. It can really, really drain you. And I was just nervous because I was like, what if I get over here and he doesn't say anything and I have nothing, right? As soon as we walk through the door, I pick him up. I mean, soon as we walk through the door, I pick him up. I look at the lazy boy, the love seat lazy boy thing. I didn't know which one to sit in, right? So I'm standing there. I was like, hey, I'm trying to ask him which one does he want me to sit in. He told me which one he would sit in. I sat down. Stayed over there for about 2 hours. I channeled him most of the time I was there. A lot of times I gave her verbatim what he said. There was times when he wanted me to hold her hand and talk to her through me. I did that. I don't know these people, never met these people. I told her things about her son that there was absolutely no way I could know without having had talked to him. No way. The girl with the N, baby mama. That's her name. Not going to say her name, even though y'all probably don't know her, but that's her name. His mom confirmed that. Red sweater. She showed me one of her favorite pictures. He has a red sweater on in it. She took me through the apartment, showed me some of his clothes. Like he was with me the whole time. I could feel him the whole time. I did a reading on her. I had my angel deck, which is, if you don't know what angel deck is, it's a lot of yes or no. It's kind of ask questions, get a yes or no answer kind of ordeal. Had my angel deck. She asked a lot of questions. I did a reading for her. Again, I can't go into her. Both her sisters were there when this happened. When I was there, they were in the living room as well. I had messages for both of these two ladies from him about conversations that they had when he was still alive. Again, there's no way I could have known. At that point, we all were crying because they looking at me like, how could you know this? And I'm like, I have no idea how this happened. I just know that it happened. And I can hear your son very clearly. He talks to me clearly. I can feel him. He's upset. He's in a bad place right now. I don't know these people. Never laid eyes on them in my life. There's no way I can know these personal details. I knew so much. She had so many questions. She asked me questions about certain people. Were they involved? And I told her no. This person, I had names for her. Whoever this person is, they weren't involved. It was off the chain. So I was there for a couple of hours. And we've kept in touch ever since this. This was a few months ago. We've kept in touch. She texts me and calls me regularly. Sometimes she has questions. I will tell you this, about 2 weeks ago, I sat down to meditate. And when I meditate, I don't always want to talk to anybody. So I have this it's like a mental barrier that I put up. In my mind, I picture it as like a whole bunch of sage with crystals that go up around me so no one can talk to me. I need my own peace. So I was meditating a couple weeks ago in my living room. Let my invisible shield down, right? I thought that I only had access to spirits that had not crossed over. So as of 2 weeks ago, he crossed over. I had let my barrier down, and I heard him clear as day tell me, Kamitra, I've crossed over. So I called his mom, and I told her that he crossed over. He was good. His energy is amazing. He's in a good place. He's a little uneasy about his daughter right now. He has a daughter. It's crazy, right? Because let me tell y'all, I spoke to him one day, and he said, hey, can you please tell my mom to tell baby mom to stop putting all that stuff in my daughter's hair because her hair is falling out. I ain't never even seen this little girl. I called up mom. I said, hey, is little girls, what's going on with her hair? She said, oh, her hair is terrible. It's falling out, right? I said, well, your son said, can you tell your baby mama stop putting all this stuff in her hair because her hair is falling out. And then she started laughing. She's like, sure thing. She calls me and just asks me, like, I have answers for her. I used to have to meditate. I don't have to meditate anymore. I can be doing 20 things at one time and call on him and he's going to answer. And I can tell her exactly what he said. Right? I told her about some shoes the other day. Said, he asked me something about some Jordans that's in your closet in the back. She's like, okay. I said, he's not mad. He just wanted to know, do you still have them? She called me a few minutes later and said, hey, I got the Jordans. Like, okay, cool. I'm telling you, there's no way I can know these things. I've never met these people in my life, right? in the middle of all this going on, right? I had a homeboy from Chicago call me about a month ago. When I stayed in Chicago, he and I were very, very good friends. I didn't know his family like that. Just knew him. We worked together and hung out in the same circle. That's it. So he hit me up. Matter of fact, I think I was in Birmingham my first week. He hit me up on Messenger. Said, hey, you a hard person to get in touch with. I was like, oh my gosh, my dude, right? So I hit him back and he's like, I'm about to call you. I was like, here's my number, call me. We talking on the phone. Just talking about, life and, I asked him, how's his fiance and, he asked, how's the married life? I'm like, oh, I'm good, yada, 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 right? And we got talking about just the last year, COVID, right? He was like, COVID? He was like, that is like the least of, he was like, Cam, he was going to call me Cam. Cam, I lost my brother and I lost my grandson last year. My brother was murdered. My 10-year-old grandson got killed in a car accident, right? I was like, oh man. So we talking and just vibing and we get off the phone, right? Again, I feel something tugging at me. I went to sleep. I get home next week. Something kept telling me to ask him. So I hit him up on Messenger. I said, hey, what's your brother's name? What's your brother's name and what's your grandson's name, right? He sent me a picture, sent me their names. Boom. Some of those saying the names. Picked them right up, right? His brother was like, hey, Kamitra, could you please tell my brother to fix the damn car? It's like, okay, cool. Grandson said, hey, could you tell my granddad to stop driving like that? Okay, cool, right? I wait a couple days because we ain't been around each other in a while, so I don't know spiritually where he's at. I don't know how he's going to take this. So I got to set on him for a couple of days. I'm just like, I don't know. Oh my gosh, should I tell him? Should I not? But I feel like I'm disobeying some spirit universal like code book if I don't, right? So I was like, I got to tell him. So I called him up. I said, hey, what you doing? I was like, hey, you got it? I kept telling him, hey, I need to talk to you. A couple of days went by. He was like, I know, I'm super busy. I got you. So finally, he's like, hey, you said you need to talk. I said, yeah, are you by yourself? He's like, yeah. So I called him, right? I said, hey, I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but I got to tell you anyway. I said, I don't know what happened. I was in Baton Rouge last year. I don't know what happened to me while I was down there. But I got this gift to where I can talk to spirits that have transitioned. And he didn't say anything. He was like, for real? I said, yeah. I said, I don't know. At the end of that conversation, he said, well, Kamitra, Cam, he was like, Cam, that's a cool gift to have. I could tell by his conversation he didn't see where I was going with this, right? Cam, that's a cool gift to have, right? I was like, okay. At that point, I was like, he don't understand what I'm saying, right? I said, so, hey, with that being said, I talked to your brother and your grandson. Quiet, right? I said, I don't know how you're going to feel. I said, and if you tell me past this point, don't tell you anything else, I absolutely will not. I will respect that when I tell you anything else. He said, okay. I said, your brother told me to tell you to fix the damn car. He started laughing instantly, right? I said, your grandson told me to tell you to stop driving like that. Stop driving so fast. He started laughing. He said, Cam, if you only knew the smile that you just put on my face. He said, I've been going through it. He said, my brother, every time he got in the car with me, would holler at me about, why haven't I fixed this on the car? Why haven't you fixed that? You need to put the car in the shop. He was like, and my grandson, it was like he talked to me like I was the grandson and he was the granddad, and he would always fuss at me about my driving, right? So he was like, it literally just almost brought tears to my eyes. So I was like, okay. So we was good. We got off the phone. We talked a little bit, got off the phone. And after that, I had quite a few messages for him. Some he was ready to receive. Some he, maybe was. One day I got a message. And his grandson said, he said, hey, tell my granddad I said, thanks for the shoes, right? I said, okay, cool. I inboxed him. I said, hey, what's up, friend? I ain't talked to you, about a week or so. I have a message. Your grandson said, thanks for the shoes. He called me on Messenger, right? He's like, hold on. He's like, because I want to. He's like, I got you on video because I want to show you because it's finna freak you out. I was like, at this point, I don't really think there's anything that could probably freak me out at this point in my life, but you can go for it, but I doubt it. He's like, just hold on 1 second. So he had me on video, right? He's at home. He goes downstairs to his basement and he puts the phone on his TV entertainment system. And on his TV entertainment system, there are a pair of grown man's blue and white Jordans and a child's blue and white Jordans together. He said, these are the shoes he's talking about. It's like, I bought those shoes. I bought mine, I bought his. He said, and I leave them sitting here together. It's kind of just the thing that I did. Those are the shoes that he's talking about. And he was just smiling from ear to ear. I was like, wow. Just wow, right? So that happened off and on. I talked to his brother, and I don't know, they have some messages for him, that's a little hard to take. And on top of the fact, my friend just lost his great niece a couple of weeks ago. So he's kind of going through it right now. I haven't talked to him. So another instance, right? Let me give you another one. That wasn't enough? I'm at home a couple of weeks ago. My husband calls me. Hey, you remember, I'm not going to say his name, but you remember dude? I just call him dude. You remember dude that you met at the barbecue last summer? I was like, I remember his name, but like I vaguely remember him. He's like, well, he remembers you because he said for some reason, he said that you told him at the barbecue that he was about to go through something in his life. And I was like, I said that? He was like, yes, because he remembered. He said, tell your wife that I need to talk to her. She said that I was going to go through something, and his father just passed, right? I'm telling y'all, it's wild. So his father just passed. My husband's like, his father just passed. I was like, oh, at this point. And I had already felt something tugging on, like a spirit tugging on me for like days. And I'm like, somebody's coming. Somebody's coming. I feel whoever this is, y'all tugging at my spirit. So he tells me this. I'm at work. He's at his friend. My husband is at this guy's house, at this dude's house, right? And he said, yeah, his dad just passed. He wanted to know, I guess my husband had told him, my gift or whatever. And I said, okay, what does he want me? I said, I need a name. What's his name? He gave me a name, but I knew it was like a nickname. I said, no. What's his name? Gave me his name. Soon as the text came through, I seen the name. I picked him up. All I heard was, hello, Kamitra. And I mentally, I'm like, so this you that's been tugging at my spirit for like a week? It's like, yeah. So I said, I texted my husband back, said, hey, I picked his dad up. What's up? And he said something about he's going to say something about his teeth. And he said that I guess my husband's friend is a little intuitive itself, because he said to tell you that his dad is going to give you an important word that's 4 letters. It's like, okay. So I said, give me a second. And like I said, at this point, I've learned how to harness the energy so it doesn't drain me. It doesn't drain me anymore. I learned how to harness the energy. It doesn't drain me. And I don't have to meditate. I can just randomly talk to them whenever I want to, right? So I asked his dad, I said, hey, what's going on? I said, what something about your teeth? And he said, yeah, 4 of them rotted, right? So I texted my husband back. I'm like, he said 4 of his teeth rotted? And his dude was like, no, all his teeth rotted. And I heard his dad say, no, it started with the 4 teeth and then all my teeth rotted, right? So I told him that and he started laughing. So I always ask these, I don't never met this man again. I always ask the spirits, give me something to tell them that there's no other way that I can know this without talking to you, because I want them to know this is real, that I'm not just sitting here playing. And by the way, I never charge these people for none of this. I didn't ever do any of that. And I always ask for something. Give me something so they know there's no other way that I can know this, right? So I asked his dad that. And he said, tell my son don't get rid of my favorite sweater or jacket. Tell him don't get rid of my favorite sweater or jacket. I said, okay, cool. I text my husband back. I said, hey, does he have a favorite sweater or jacket? Because he said to tell his son, don't give away or lose or whatever his favorite sweater or jacket. My husband texted me back and said, I'm looking at his favorite sweater or jacket right now because I'm over his house, and either he had it on, it was hanging on the wall or whatever. My husband described the jacket to me. His friend started laughing because he knew exactly that's the jacket that he was talking about. So I was like, okay, cool. And he was like, well, he has a lot of questions for you. I said, I'm sure he does, but I'm at work right now. So he can ask me one more question. And he said he's getting cremated. They're cremating his dad tomorrow. Is there anything that his dad wants him to know? And I think his dad told me to tell him to wear earth colors. He likes earth colors. And he kept saying something about a ball. And I asked, I told my husband, was like, does he know anything about a ball? And dude said, no, I don't know anything about a ball. So he keeps saying it over and over again, something about a ball. And he was just like, well, I said it was going to be a 4-letter word, right? That was going to be important to him. He's like, I don't know what ball. I was like, well, I don't know. Maybe you'll figure it out later. But he keeps asking something about a ball, like very clearly, right? So that was it. It was another message that he had about another message he had that I did not share at the time. And I talked to my husband, and he said it's best not to share it right now, maybe later, but not right now. So I kept it to myself. So I don't know what happened in Baton Rouge, people. I don't know. For those of you that's still on here, I couldn't tell you how this came to be. I know it was a rough start. I know I have an associate that's from down there that I met while I was working that has to be some kind of soul from my soul family from a past life, just because of the energy that I feel. Like we've been around each other family-wise before, and I don't ask anymore. I don't. I know that I have this gift is amazing. I questioned it at first. I met the young man that I told you got murdered, that me and his mom talked. I met her and her mom, which is young man's grandma. I met with them for lunch today because young man decided that he wanted to pick out a crystal or something for his mom to keep on her for protection at all times. So we literally met and went to Earthbound. It was like having a navigation system. So we in Earthbound, and they walking next to me, and I'm asking him in my head, like, I don't know where you want me to go left. He's like, hey, turn around. Hey, look. And we finally she ended up with a necklace, with a gate piece on it. And I can never say this word, but hematite bracelet. And both of those are for protection. And that's what he chose. It was the first time that I met her mother, which is his grandma, the young man's grandma. She's something else, but she was very, very nice to me. I channeled him the whole time we were eating. We ate lunch together at the mall, and they told me some things going on. And I asked her, I said, who did you just give some money to? Did you just let somebody borrow some money? She told me, it's like, yeah, I just said the guy's name, so I just let them borrow $300. And I knew, like, I channeled him most of the time I was there and told them a whole bunch of things that was going on, and which they thought was going on, but me saying it to them, and I don't know none of these other people involved, it was confirmation again that I am who I say I am, and I am talking to your son, because I don't know none of these people that they was talking about, but I can tell them names, I can tell them who was involved, I can tell them. She asked me, his daughter's birthday is coming up, and I said, he said to tell you to please go buy his daughter some girly clothes. She said, yeah, because the baby mama dresses her a mess, like a little boy, and just a mess. So, okay. She was like, yeah. So we had a good lunch, really good lunch. And she called me when she got home today. She said, hey, I was just thinking, and you let me know if you don't want to, but me and my mom was thinking we would really, really love for you to come to his daughter's birthday party on May the 1st. And I said, are you sure? She was like, yes. She was like, yes, we want you to be there. Just how close you are to his spirit, his energy. We really would like you to come to his, I think his daughter's 7 or 8. We would really like you to come to her birthday party. And I told her, fine, cool, got no problems with it. It's going to be interesting because once I thought about the fact that I could feel his feelings and feel how he feels, how that's going to feel for him with me being near his daughter. His mom is one thing, but this is his flesh and blood, and I got goosebumps thinking about, like, man, I wonder how he's going to feel about this, right? So I will be going to the birthday party. That's my story, y'all. I can see things that people can't see sometimes. I've looked in people's eyes and saw nothing but demon spirit. I've always, as a younger age, was like I don't know why, I was kind of scared to look people directly in their eyes. Now it's a thing. I have to look somebody in their eyes when they're talking to me, because they say the windows are the eyes to the soul, and it's so true. I've looked in people's eyes that I knew meant me no good, other people around us no good, and I can see it. Like it's like I look in their eyes and their whole body disappear, and there's nothing but a evil spirit energy left sitting there. Just, I'm telling you, it's a blessing, and sometimes it's like, wow, because it can be really, really surprising, or be somewhere and hear something that I know nobody else heard, or I've been places and literally have had, that energy, that bad energy. At first I could feel it standing behind me, breathing on my neck. It's just, but I took the good part out of all this and decided to focus on that. I talked to my dad for the first time about 3 weeks ago. My dad used to show up in visions, and like I would wake up and be, how you in that half sleep, half awake state. And I've seen him like that before, but I've got to talk to him like he was sitting next to me now. So I thought it was just people that hadn't crossed over I could talk to. No. Once they crossed over, I still have access to them. And for some reason, the young man spirit, my homeboy's brother spirit, all those spirits that I told you about, but these separate people that I never knew, right? Apparently they have connected some way, somehow. I'm driving to work one day and I can hear a whole conversation. Like these people are they are literally sitting in my back seat, right? And I hear, at this point, I don't trip because I know who I am. I know it don't bother me because I know what I know now. This is what I got blessed with. I'm sitting there and I hear young man asks the brother, how do you know her? Right? And they trying to figure out how and young man said, brother said, I know her through my brother, yada, yada. They knew each other back in the day. And young man, and then the brother asks young man, well, how do you know her? It's like, I have no idea. Never met her. She's just a blessing. Just a blessing. And I could hear them talking. I was like, hey, could you please? They were talking about my personal life and just like, we need to get this together. I don't understand why she going through all this. And I'm like, hey, y'all do realize that I can hear this whole conversation. Please talk amongst yourselves. I don't want to hear this conversation, right? So they laugh, they joke. This is what happened to me. I'm not weird. Well, I am weird. Let's take that. I don't really care. That's not an insult. But I know I'm different. I don't know why it happened. There are a handful of people right now that know my story. And probably like, I can't believe you. I told you I was thinking about coming forward. With that being said, I don't know. I decided to start doing readings. So you inbox me if you want a reading. when I do readings now. When I used to do readings before I found out I had this gift, my readings were pretty much accurate. But now that I have this gift, they be off the chain because I get full conversations with the cards, and it's a different energy, good energy, but a different energy. So I'm going to start doing readings, especially since I'm unemployed now. So inbox me if you want a reading. For now, I'm just probably going to do them by, via email or whatever. You can just text me or messenger me your questions or whatever and give me a 72-hour turnaround. That's where I'm at with it right now. So that's all I got. I'm glad I got it off my chest. I know my phone is going to ring this evening. I know there are people that may ask me to channel for them. I'm going to be open for that. I'm not going to constantly probably do it for free, but I wasn't going to. I was waiting on Spirit to tell me that it was okay to do that. So, and I said, I felt funny about, I'm like, man, should I charge for this gift? And they was just like, yeah, it's okay, because your people are paying for your energy, not your time. So, no, the people that I've dealt with so far, no, I didn't charge them anything. I didn't charge them anything because I didn't know what was going on at the time. So, hit me up if you want a reading. Let me know. I know this was a long video, and I'm sorry. Sorry, but not sorry. All right. Hit me up if you have any questions. Like I said, I'm taking readings as of right now. I'll set some prices. They'll be low. Ain't going to be nothing outrageous. I just want to start getting my feet wet with them. All right. I love y'all. For those who have sat on here this long, I appreciate your time. Appreciate your energy. I love y'all. Peace.